Hi, I'm Chris, and we're taking a look at a pre-calc problem where we have two people carrying a box. Now, I know my picture is not that great. It's drawn mostly like triangles with imaginary people, but the situation that's being described is described here with the numbers. We have our box, and two people are trying to lift our box up, but they're applying forces at an angle that is not directly straight up on the box. So it's not just one person lifting up on a box, but it's two separate people standing on opposite sides of the box, and they're each applying a force at an angle. So the first person applies 130 pounds of force, but it's at this angle of 46.3 degrees. So part of the force is being applied in the upward direction, and part of it's being applied in the horizontal direction by this person. And then on the right side here, we have another person applying a force of 92 pounds of force at 54.2 degrees, which means part of that is being applied in the horizontal and part of that's being applied in the vertical direction. Now, in order to lift the box, the question is asking us, what is the weight of the box? Weight equals question mark. So for figuring out the weight of the box, we don't really care about these forces that are being applied in the horizontal, because that doesn't tell us how heavy the box is. What tells us how heavy the box is will be the forces being applied in the vertical direction. So we're looking for the vertical components of each of these vectors. And keep in mind, for this review, we're talking about vectors. So vectors at any angle, whenever you see that they have a degree measure in there, you want to think of that in terms of two components, horizontal and vertical components, and solve each of those and work with each of those separately. In this case, we're only worried about the vertical components. So we'll call this 1 and we'll call this 2 just to make it easy to label the vertical components of each of the people carrying the box. So here, person 1 on the left, if we look at this triangle using SOHCAHTOA, we're looking for the side opposite the angle, and we have the hypotenuse. So which of our trig functions relates the opposite side and the hypotenuse? So hopefully you looked at that and you said that's going to be your sine function, and that's true. The sine of 46.3 would equal the opposite side, which is what we're looking for. I'll put y since it's a vertical component, over the hypotenuse. And if we rearrange that to solve for y, we end up with y equals 130 sine 46.3. Now if we do the same thing over here for person number 2, we're still going to use sine because we have the opposite side in question and we have a known value for the hypotenuse. So when we do that, sine of 54.2 will be that y component over the hypotenuse of 92. And that y component will be 92 times the sine of 54.2. So the weight of the box, since both people are lifting up on the box, and if we use both of these vertical components together, they tell us the weight of the box. They tell us how heavy that box is. So here we just want to sum those values, and your final answer will be y equals 130 sine of 46.3 plus 92 of sine 54.2. And that's something that you can type right into your calculator. If you need the exact decimal version of it, then you can click here for a link to our website where we'll post the exact answer that you would get when correctly inputting that into your calculator. For more, please feel free to take a look at our other videos, and thanks for watching.